7. We're so excited, especially now that we know that Jasmine is coming back too.
Jazz!
Did I miss the monologue again? Are you okay? Are you okay? You gonna look okay? Oh my God, we all survived.
Obviously, you two barely made it out the last one. So I'm happy that you guys will be returning for Scream 7. Have you two touched base yet about what is about to happen or about what you can expect from this next movie?
Of course. Jasmine, it's funny, the casting of Jasmine Savoy Brown, as it relates to myself, was unknowingly basically being granted a sister.
Right.
I check in with her all the time. And I feel like being able to step into a character that has been inundated with so much love on set and in general has allowed Jasmine and I to fall into a rhetoric that's super comfortable for us, whether it's like talking about a scene or the decisions made. It ultimately I owe to her and how lovely she is and how encompassing.
And I mean, not just Jasmine, but Nev, of course, is also returning too.
That's mother right there.
I know, right? How does it feel to have that Scream Queen back in the fold?
Oh, it's incredible. I feel like that's the godmother of the genre that we are so lucky to, appropriate in Hard Eyes, is the idea of marrying two different tones. Obviously, with the over-encompassing one being a more horrific and more high-octane experience that she still to this day and has always handled with a level of ease and care and stoicism that's made each iteration of her character. And I could say all of her work. I could talk about Nev.
I know, right?
Icon.
But I also feel like there would be no Allie without Sidney Prescott, right?
That's part of it.
So true.
Yeah.
That's so true.
You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You'd be like heaven to touch.
This is actually one of our first legit press opportunities since the fires. And so I just want to check with you guys. How are you doing? And what's it been like for you to see LA come together and really show up for each other?
Oh man, I mean, you hope that the city that you not only live in but were born and raised in has that level of communal effort to put forth their best effort to make sure that everyone's okay, and to see the turnout and how much effort has been put forth to make everyone feel not only seen but helped and supported has been unbelievably lovely. I'm okay as long as you're okay. I'm okay.
Yeah, I'm okay. It's definitely
It was wild.
it's
In fact, are you okay?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, it really was one of those things where I've been in Southern California my whole life.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've never seen anything like that.
No.
But I showed up to donation centers and just seeing
everyone come together.
the
beautiful.
number of volunteers. I was just like
beautiful.
moved. I had chills when
Yeah.
that's what I feel like I'm taking away from that experience.
Of
you
1000%.
know? And plus, part of the recovery is getting the industry also back up and running,
Right.
and that's why we're here today, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I'm happy
Hopefully.
to be sitting across from you. Absolutely.
Us
yeah.
too.
Now, this movie, it's a shame I watched it by myself. Not just because I'm a scaredy cat, but also because these are the kind of movies you need to watch with somebody, go on a date with, you know?
This is more than just murder. He's like Cupid with a kink.
Well, that's the tagline. Stay single. Why not?
Romance is dead. I'm like, finally.
Yeah.
Right.
In fact, I found that I could really relate to Allie. And as far as like dating is concerned, I just hope I'm not faced with death before I realize what's good for me.
Right,
You know what I'm
I
saying?
That's part of it. That's part of it.
But as an actor, I bet it is so fun to be in a slasher film.
It's the
The most fun.
Yeah.
The most fun.
I mean, I feel like the energy on screen that's captured by the brilliant Josh Rubin is indicative of the time we were having on set. It was the best time of my life. I felt both the excitement of the tone of the film as it's seen on screen, and also just being able to be there with the people that I care about, that I admire and am inspired by every day. So the fact that you get to run away from a killer just makes it more fun. It makes everything more fun. Hey, you good?
Yeah.
And this movie is funny. is funny.
Yeah.
I love it because it just never takes itself too seriously, right? And was that tone present in the script from the minute you read it, or is it something that built on set?
A little bit of both.
Really?
A little bit
Yeah.
of both. I mean, I always like when there's a little bit of comedic relief.
Yes.
And I feel like everyone did a really excellent job at executing that. Even not just like the actors and the performances, but I mean, even with like some of the
Music choices.
yeah, the music
Yeah.
choices, the shot compositions, like everything. Like it was very, very well done.
Like when she's trying to save him in the interrogation room and falls, like that stuff
It's great.
is so
Oh, that was
funny.
so, that was a
Really?
trip.
But when she
Getting that
pukes on
sequence.
Matilda,
Yeah.
like it's all of that. you
That was
know?
also hard to do. That was those were both
Oh,
crazy
yeah.
days. But
Oh, really?
the best way.
Both of
Oh
them.
man.
It's wild.
Yeah.
Well, this project obviously is from the team behind Scream. So, what elements would you say of that iconic slasher film is present in this, or I don't know, is switched up a little bit? for
Oh,
Hard
I
X?
mean, the ethos of horror first, and making sure that an audience gets an experience that you would hope for in the most true blood horror genre, I feel like has been adopted by Hard Eyes, that regardless of the comedic elements or the romantic elements, the horror kind of comes through first, so that in watching it by yourself or with others, your experience is varied in a way that always comes back to being excited and energetic. The fact that the two marry the comedic tone, hopefully very nicely, is, I think, indicative of what the original Scream did for slasher movies in general, which was kind of flip the genre on its head and make meta commentary and have like a self-awareness or a awareness of tone in general that I like to think we embody as well.
He's gonna keep killing people. We did here.
Hey, come on. There's some Easter eggs, right? There's some horror movie Easter eggs, but also rom-com Easter eggs
Oh, yeah.
in there too, right?
Oh, yeah.
Did you have a say on what movies they were going to include in the dressing rooms?
Dressing
Yeah,
room.
like with the makeovers.
Of course, we didn't have a say,
Right.
but
Okay, 'cause
there
there
were
was some-
so many different versions of what they were.
Really?
And I think the original was When Harry Met Sally.
And it's not because I'm lonely, and it's not because it's New Year's Eve. I came here tonight because when you realize you want to spend the rest of your life with somebody, you want the rest of your life to start as soon as possible.
And so the line that I say when we're both in the van, and I'm like, "Ugh, I actually really like this movie. I actually really love that movie.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite rom-coms ever."
That was very method of you.
It was. I was like, and I'm myself.
Yeah.
But I like what they ended up choosing. But there were so many different versions. I think Moonstruck was another option. So just
Stuck in
some
a Romeo
really-
and Michelle
Yeah.
like Easter egg.
Oh
in there.
yeah, they're everywhere.
Dressing room,
They're
that's
everywhere.
right.
Yeah, no, I
That's
was
right.
loving it.
I wasn't allowed on set that day, whatever.
Or you weren't.
No, it was a closed set, and that's
It was not
fine.
a close set. It was a tight set. There
It
wasn't
was
enough
a,
room.
it was a
there
closed,
wasn't enough room for
it
your
was a
muscles.
closed Mason set.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy B-Day.
Get killed, all right?
What was?
Why would he say that?